Yeah, but I'm not seeing your screen though.
All right, let me share the screen. Can you see the screen now?
Oh yeah, okay.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can. Yes,
All right,
yes,
today.
I can.
Yeah. All right, thank you. So today we're going to be talking about HTML list. Now, we have ordered list and unordered list. Now, the basic difference between ordered list and unordered list is that the ordered lists are being... Please, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you. The basic difference between the unordered list and the ordered list is that the ordered list is the list is being ordered with items by number. Or you put it this way, is that an ordered list will have its item ordered by number. Like the name simply implies, the only difference between an ordered list and an ordered list is that an ordered list will have its item ordered by number, just like you can see on the screen. Whereas an ordered list, we have just bullet points. From what you can see from the screen, we have ordered list and we have an ordered list. Now, what that means is that the ordered lists are being atomized by numbers, while the unordered lists are being atomized by bullet. For instance, if you are running a web page and then you want to order the list, it's going to be on numbers. Then you want to put the bullets on that, you need to, those bullet form sounds like an ordered list. I'm going to be showing us an example of how to get that done on your HTML. So just like what is being seen on the screen, it's the difference between the ordered list and the unordered list. And this is a simple tag for ordered list and unordered list. Please, can you see my screen? Please, can you all see my screen?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, let me move on let's take, for example, we're going to be writing these tags, but I'm not going to use what's on the screen. I already had the tag that I prepared for us to use, but this is just an example for an ordered list and ordered list. Now, on your web browser, what this is going to show is that the first one, you see the URL, the open tag with URL and the close tag with URL, and then the link of Java, link of C, and then CC+. It's what you're going to be, they will be shown in the bullet form in the web browser. So let's go to our code editor to see if we can do this. Please, you might have to launch your code editor. Let's continue from where we stopped using that same table as a text. Please, are you with me?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to create a new file here. I'm going to create a new file. Let me just come over here, create a new file. Is there a need to create a new file? Since this is not a folder, let me open a folder that we've been working with. We have a folder that we've been working with recently, so I'm just going to open that folder. That folder is test. Okay. Try to open up a folder that we've been working with. Okay. So this is a test folder. And then I'm trying to, let me create a new file here. I'm going to create, just put order. Or rather, let me save it at, let me remain the order. Okay, let me save it. Let me save that thing. That's what I'll do. Please, can you see my screen? So I'm trying to give an unordered list. And to give an ordered list, the first list we're going to create is an ordered list. So you need to put in your header, and then you give it a title of you need to put in your header, give it a title of an ordered list. So let's go and see how it's going to look on the web browser. Let's see dot head. All right, we're not writing script. You give it a title. Please, are you following? Sorry. But those of you who can see the screen and see what I'm doing. So after giving it a title in the head section, then we need to define the body. Basic history, the body. So we're trying to design the unordered list. Now the body, you give it a head, you give it a heading of any kind. Maybe you give it a H1 tag, give it a H1 tag. Let's see. Testing the links. After you've named your title, and then you're not going to put the link, which is UL. UL simply stands for unordered list. So you know, put it. You need to define the navs for the unordered list. So you say UL. UL. So you open it. Then you give it a link. LI. All right. Hello. Right, wherever you feel like to write. I'm just testing, so I'm just showing how you can do that, how you can get your unordered list. You can write anything you want to, anything you want to. So I'm just gonna duplicate this right now. I'm just gonna duplicate this right now. I'm just gonna duplicate this. Let's see. Write it. Let's see, Jeremy. So Joshua. Then let's see. There's a Michael. Let's see. Let's see, Emmanuel. So we're trying to, then you save your work. If you are using a VS Code or Visual Studio, you can actually open this work using a live server. You can open a live server to view it, or you go back to your web browser or your file directory to open it. So I've already installed a live server. To install the live server, if you are using a VS, all you have to do, you need to come down to extension, and then on the search, you click on live server, search for live server. I already have it installed already too. Once we install it, you can open your code using the Visual Studio Live Server. So I'm just going to come over here to open this thing on my live server to see if what I've done is actually correct. So this is, I think there's a mistake in Micah. So this is an ordered list. This is how it looks like. You can see everything is under bullet. For you to, you need to for this thing to look better, you need to add in the CSS properties, which we might not be doing right now. I'm just trying to show us how to set up an ordered list. The same method for ordered list. Let me quickly correct these. I'm going to show you from my, I know you might not be able to see it. Let me come over here to show you how it looks like. Let me show you how it looks like from my browser. So please, can you see my screen? So this is how it looks like. Oops, there's a mistake. Let me quickly correct that. Let me correct that mistake. There's a mistake over here. So I'm going back. I need to go back to my code editor. Let me go back to the code editor and locate that mistake. All right, this tag is not closed properly, and I saved it. Go back to my browser, and then I refresh to see. So everything is looking perfectly well. Okay, there's a mistake in the spelling of the links as well. Let me go back to my browser and see if I can correct that. Let me go back to the browser, look at it and see. So another list is a mistake in the spelling of the links. So let me correct this, go back to the browser and see. It has been corrected automatically. Now, what the live server does is that whatever change you're making is going to be loading automatically. You don't need to refresh for you to be able to see the result of what you're doing. So the live server helps, keeps the works on track. So for instance, you're trying to edit the context or you're trying to edit the script, it's going to save automatically. That's just what the live server does. And from here, you can also see that the URL is actually different. Is actually different. It's showing that it's giving us an IP address of 1272 because we're using a live server. So let me go back right now. Let's see if we can get the ordered list. Let's try something about the ordered list. So to get the ordered list, we have to close this start. To get the ordered list, still the same method that we use in doing. The only difference between the ordered list and the unordered list is just to change the tag. So from here, I'm just going to come over here and give it a list of, I'm just going to go over there. So let's work on the ordered list. Let's give it, I'm just going to work on something right now. So I'm just going to come over here, maybe well, close the tag. Let me come over here and then give it a link. Let's see, li, close it, and then you can write anything you want. Sorry about that. You can write, I'm a boy. So I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna duplicate this and see. Let's say she's a good girl. She's a good girl. A good girl. A good girl. Right, wherever you know you can write. Let's say Manuel's a boy. And then just change it to wherever I feel like I love girls. Put it to wherever you want. Just make it fun. I love reading the Bible. I love reading the Bible. I love reading the Bible. Reading the Bible. I'll close this right there. The last one you will see, it said, I love going out. So let's check. Let's go back to our live server and see if this has been updated automatically. So I'm going to check it right here on our live server. Oh, it's not showing on our live server. That's because I've not saved the work. Let me go back and see. I think there's a mistake. I'm going to go back to the code and see. Okay, that's because I've not saved it. So let me go back to the live server right now and see. It is going to show. So you see, You can see the difference between the ordered list and unordered list. Maybe I give this guy a title. Maybe I give the unordered list a title. So all I'm going to do, let me go back to the code editor. Let me go back to our code editor. Let me give it a title of H1. So I just need to come over here, copy this H1 title right here. Come over here, put it right here. What I love doing. So let's just change the title. Let's change the title. So what I love doing. What I love doing. So let's save it. Go back to the live server. Let's go back to the live server and see if it's gonna change. So you see, the first one is on ordered list. Why the second one it's ordered list. And I told us the two difference between ordered list and unordered list. It's just that the ordered list, as it implies, it's the items are being itemized by numbers, while the unordered list is being seen in a bullet form. And now we have another form of list, which is the description list. That should be last on our list. Actually, I'm going to tell you the description list. That's another form of listing that's when in HTML. That's another form of list. I'm going to be explaining that to us. So let me go back to my sharing, and then you can see from my definition about the unordered list, it's been clear. So let's talk about the description list. Now, the description lists are much less used. Most people don't use it, but still have their purpose. I mean, description lists are used whenever you have a word or some text. That's where they use the description list. But you can see that ordered lists and unordered lists are frequently used in a web browser, web page, or in any web development project. But just that the description list is a bit not useful to some other people. Most developers don't like using it, but it's good you know it. So let's develop the description list. Let's do the description list. So let's go back to our code editor. Let's go back to the code editor. Now, the easiest form of the description link, the tag for the description link, it's just the same thing of DL. That's the description link. So you just put it and then you write wherever you want to write. Very simple. So I'm just going to come over here, still on the same page. So I'm going to come over here after the ordered list. I'm going to come here and say D1, give it a DL, close it, and then click enter. And then I write. It's just as simple as that. You can write wherever you want to write. You put in your data, put the description table, you put it, and then you write wherever you want to write. So let's try it and see. Put in a description table, DT, give it a title. I said the computer. And then you come over here. Let's go ahead and write the content. The content, the slash. So let's write. You can write anything you want to write. You can write anything of it. So I'm just gonna define the computer. I don't need to do that. I think I have the definition somewhere else in there. I just copy and paste it right here and then save it. So let's look at it. Let's go back to our live server. Let's go back to our live server and share and see. Okay, so you can see here, this is the description. Maybe I give it a heading too to know that it's a description list. So let me go back to the code editor. I give it a heading too to differentiate it. Let me go back to our code editor. Let me go back to our code editor over here. Let me give it a heading. Just come over here, copy. Let's come over here, copy this heading tag, and then change it and set the description link. Change the description link. Just change it, description link. and then save it, go back to your live server. Let's go back to the live server and see what we've done. So you see, these are the three lists that we have in HTML. We have the unordered list, then we have the ordered list, and then the description list. Or maybe I change these links to list because we're talking about links. So don't get me confused. I wrote links instead of list. So let me quickly change that so you understand what we're talking about. So I'll go back to the code editor. Wherever you see links, just change it to list so that you know that we're talking about list. List. We're just talking about list. So I saved it. I go back to my live server. Those of you that are joining me right now, what you can see, I'm using a live server. I'm not using the normal way we normally view our code from the default browser because I'm using a live server. So you can see that over here on the browser tab, it's an IP address and then the file name table.html. So this is how you create ordered lists and unordered lists in HTML. I mean, we're going to stop here and go. We'll come back later, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about HTML forms. How to insert syntax of a form. So that we might have to stop here. So when we come back, we're going to be looking at HTML forms. But before then, in case you have any question, you want to ask question, immediately we come back. The video is going to be stopping in the next 30 seconds. So please use the same link and join us back in this video. Then we continue from where we stop. You have any question about the list and any